Alright guys, welcome. Today is June 2nd, 2013. We are just about to begin our member meeting. Today we will discuss many topics. I will begin with the first topic I have here. So usually guys, I go through all the topics and then I just jump into it. But this one's going to be more of a little surprise kind of member meeting, so I'm just going to go through each point, and then towards the end they'll be coming a little more interesting, I would say, so there'll be a little more of announcements. The first few are just kind of things I've noticed that we're going to improve on in the guild. Alright, so my first point here, guys. So in TeamSpeak, it's been awfully quiet. It's been very lonely, I would say. Sometimes when I'm playing League of Legends, I always come in TeamSpeak, so if anybody ever wants to come in here and join me, you should do the same. The reason why I like to see TeamSpeak always busy is because even when people come to our site, they see that little module on our site and it shows the TeamSpeak. So I know everybody's active in Skype, but there's no way to show like other people who come visit the site that we're actually obviously active in our Skype channel. So if you are not shy and you like talking to people, you should maybe come check out TeamSpeak more often. I know it runs from my computer and sometimes it's offline, but I try my best to keep it online
User joined your channel.
as possible. So like I'm saying here, I've added a new channel called AFK, and that's simply just to put your person in TeamSpeak. So when you're AFK, you should just come in here.
User joined your channel.
Even using TeamSpeak, just come in here and put your character in AFK mode. That would just show that would just help show us our activity in TeamSpeak. So yeah, that's just one thing I would like it to improve on. We're also looking to improve a lot on TeamSpeak, just like the pictures, the little symbols next to each room, the organization of the rooms. Obviously, I mean, some people might argue that we probably don't need the Special Ranks whole channel because that's hardly ever used. Then we also have other games, so these channels should probably be used most right now as a community. So if you're playing Guild Wars 2, maybe you should hop in Guild Wars 2 channel. A few things that I would like to do is keep those other games busy. If you want me to add another game in there so you can hop in there, I can do that just for you. So maybe you're playing Minecraft. Minecraft isn't in here yet, so I'll add that other game, and then you can just sit in that channel. That also tells other people, hey, I'm playing Minecraft, okay? So I know we often tell each other in Skype, but also just being in TeamSpeak actually is a good way of communicating. So obviously I'm always in League of Legends room this month, so people are going to know I'm playing League of Legends. So if you guys are in the AFK room, that also tells me, hey, this person's obviously not online right now. Alright, so that would help me out a lot if you guys could possibly just stay in the room as best you can. Maybe even possibly never leave. That would make me feel really good. Okay, you can leave, but I just want to trap you guys in here forever and never let you go. That might sound a little evil, but it sounds okay to me to be a little evil to keep you guys in here. I might get a little chains and just tie you in here. Yes, Stanson. Mwahahaha. But yeah, let's just try and keep our TeamSpeak just as busy as we keep our Skype, and we keep our forums busy as well. Let's keep our TeamSpeak busy. So yeah, any questions on that? It's pretty straightforward. One thing, on another note that I wanted to add before I end this point is that Skype's been super busy, so that's awesome. One thing that we are using Skype a lot for is relationships. So not like relationships like, hey, I love you, Laika, or hey, I love you, Jordan, just like building that gay relationship. No, that's not the relationship I'm talking about. I'm talking about just like getting to know each other and becoming closer friends, alright? So let's keep using Skype to get to know each other, but let's also maybe hop in TeamSpeak, you know, keep some people in here so we don't look like we have a lazy TeamSpeak server. Any questions on that one? It's pretty straightforward.
I love you too.
Alright, so I might, some of these might seem a little rushed because some of my points might be a little bit longer. So I don't want to spend like 10 minutes on each point, or else we'd be here for like 2 hours. So yeah, that one's pretty straightforward. TeamSpeak, keep it busy. Alright guys, my next point here has been brought up to me by Davik after I tried to get into BetaCake. They are actually starting, I think it was Davik, sorry if I might have the wrong source here, but BetaCake has hidden some of their threads to the public because they got reported, and now ZeniMax is on their butt for putting up builds for like almost every skill. So what you have to do now is you have to sign up on their website, and you get a password to view their forums. After you get that password, you go into their forums, and there's a certain hidden thread, I believe, somewhere. I haven't checked it out for myself yet, because I often have members like Davik just posting all the information straight to our forum. But you get a password to your email, and then you can access BetaCake's hidden forums. So what we are doing now, guys, is we actually have our own member hidden forum. So you have to obviously be a member to see it. So everything that we, Davik or anybody gets from BetaCake, we are taking that information and putting it straight into our member hidden forum. Because I would hate to get busted by the NDA. And then I don't even know how much trouble we'd get in just for having that on our own forums. I don't think they would really press charges because it's just information on a forum. But who knows? We could get in a lot of trouble. So yeah, so we have that hidden forum now. Hopefully nobody comes in here. But even if we do get busted, there's like 8 other guilds. So there's like I know several guilds who have the same information. So yeah, hopefully you guys didn't hear my cell phone in the background. That was embarrassing. I've had that go off every single member meeting. But yeah, BetaCake, hidden password. Get it in your email after you sign up. We have that hidden forum. Check that out. It has only one post in there right now, and that's pretty much all the information you need for any builds that we've gotten from BetaCake, which are builds straight from TISO. So yeah. Any questions on that one? Pretty straightforward. Alright guys, so no questions on point number 2. Pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and move on to point number 3. Alright, so lately I think I would call myself lazy on this. So I can't blame everybody, because I've been pretty lazy on it too, but just yesterday I started to get a lot more involved, and I think it's pretty bad that I actually started to slack on it. But hey, some of us might just be a little bit busy, okay? So I understand that. But my third point here is about roleplay. We need a little more discussion on roleplay forums. The reason why is obviously these players like Davik or Centarius, they're taking a lot of time to write up their stories, or they're taking a lot of time to write up their journals, and then nobody is responding to those journals or giving feedback, okay? Well, first off, I know lore keepers, they should be reading everything. They should be editing everything and checking everything twice over. So, yeah, so make sure when you do read things, you should also give any kind of advice, or just say, hey, I liked it, it was good. That's what I did to Davik pretty much yesterday. So, yeah, I'm just saying all lore keepers, not just you like us, so. But yeah, everybody should be in the roleplay forums. A lot more discussion should be going on in there. And the reason why is, I think if I go to Epic Tales, or not Epic Tales, one of these, we only have one post in one of them. And I think that is it's the Adventures and Taverns. So this should be one of our most busiest forums, because the Adventure and Taverns, that's pretty much where you create a setting, and then people try and roleplay in that setting. And Centarius is the only one who's made a setting. And obviously I can't even roleplay in his setting, because it's called the Desert Spectre's Hideout, and it's in the middle of a desert where nobody can get to. And obviously my noble has no idea about it because it's hidden. So if your member can somehow get to that area, then good for him, then roleplay in that area. But we need a little more settings, okay? I'm not the best lore keeper, and I'm definitely not a great storyteller, okay? But I think we should definitely have a lot more discussion in our roleplay forums. Another reason why I also want these roleplay forums to be a lot more busy is because I was on TSORP.com yesterday, and I found some pretty cool people that actually are interested in joining a RP guild. But I told them that we're not a RP-centered guild, which obviously we're not. I mean, I never had the intention when I first made the guild that we were going to be an RP guild. Probably about a month down the road, we decided, hey, we're going to be a roleplay guild. So that's when we decided to make the roleplay forum and jump into roleplay. And ever since then, we've gone from like a casual guild of RP to a more moderate guild of RP. Mainly because just the stories that people have been telling, and I really like that. but I can't say that we're a centered guild. So all I can do is tell people on the TESOL RP forums that our guild is super active in the RP forums. Because we are pretty much active, we have quite a bit of people actually working in there, but I want a lot more working in the RP forums, just so that people who are from like TESOL RP would be a lot more interested in joining our guild. So yeah. So let's just have a little more discussions in the RP forums. Make sure your character sheets are up. Maybe make a journal. Make some epic tales. I mean, Davik is really good at making those epic tales, and so are some other people. We have like TV3 fan. He has the poems, so that's good. And Adelius, he's written a little poem. We have a bunch in there by a bunch of different people, like the Lonely Sorcerer. And so yeah, Davik has 3 installments of the Deserter, and I think it's a pretty good story. So go ahead and check that out. So yeah, Lore Archive is there for anybody to read. Gives you any information towards the lore of the Elder Scrolls if you don't know everything, and I know I don't. I often find myself going to the library just to learn some extra information about my noble Nathan. So any questions about that, guys? Pretty straightforward. Let's be a little more busy in the roleplay forums.
Right. I kind of took my own path and kind of did the epic tales, so which the whole thing is kind of the backstory for my character, which kind of puts me out of action until I complete the whole series. I won't be able to do normal roleplay, so I kind of screwed myself over there. And I would love to help spur the activity in the roleplay section, but because I've put myself in that predicament, I can't really contribute.
Yeah, I understand. See, now the cool thing about that, Davik, is you can always forward yourself in time. If you can put a timestamp on your Deserter chapters, then you can put timestamps on other places so that your character was here at this time, and then your character was here at this time. So at the same time,
That's actually a pretty good idea. Because right now he went through Hammerfell.
Yeah, while you're writing your Deserter chapter, you can also have him 5 years from now, or not 5 years, probably like maybe 5 months from after doing those. Somebody makes a setting about Wayrest, and it's maybe a nobleman being stabbed, and you have something maybe from the Fighters Guild, and he has some kind of has to go find this assassin or something, you know. Just settings that we have to figure out. Maybe making a setting of a bar, and then just having people go into that bar and tell random stories, you know. So I think that would be a lot more interesting. But right now we only have one setting, and my character can't roleplay from that setting because it's a pirate place, and my guy is not even close to a pirate. So yeah, any more questions about that? It's pretty straightforward. Get busy in the roleplay forums, and it'll help bring in a lot more other role players, because I know I love having role players in the guild. I mean, when we got Davik and Centarius and Laika, we just, you know, we have I would love to just name every lore keeper, you know, but I just these players, I can't wait to get into the game with them and actually role play. One member that I'll pull up in a mail, so if you're watching the podcast, you can see it. This person, Leolette, right here. Her person is a noble, just like my character, and I told her, hey, come check out my guild. But even if she doesn't want to join my guild, because we're not a hardcore roleplay guild, I told her I would still be super interested in meeting her character, because my character is a noble as well. So as I'm learning to roleplay a little better, you guys should also be working a little more in the roleplay forums. So yeah, I kept babbling on about that, but I really do want to get that. I want to get that out there. Keep it.
Yeah, I was going to say there's always a workaround for Davik. He could always just, you know, have it be something that his character's remembering or something, and I can set up like a template or something for the role-playing section so people can make their own areas easily without having to do a bunch of work. Oh, I'm sorry, Davik. It's not my fault.
Better now like that,
anyway, I'm pretty sure this comes from Ace, but I can make a template so people can make areas easily to role play, and we don't have to worry about that, and then we can to put into.
Yeah, that like went like was just
What the
towards the end.
What happened?
Your mic, it just kind of it blew up towards the end.
Exploded.
Oh, well, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what was with that. I turned my voice activation off, but yeah. All right.
I'm
so
dying.
My lore keepers, they're pretty busy doing what they need to do, but I also want members in there doing what they should be doing as well. Keep it busy, guys. All right. So that point.
Also, to clarify, you don't have to be a lore keeper roleplay. Anybody can.
You don't at all. Alright, thanks for that. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this fourth point. Oh, no, I'm not gonna skip this fourth point. I don't know what I'm gonna say. This one's pretty straightforward. This one should have been towards the top more. But number 4, I have here Game of the Month. It used to be called the Let's Play event. And we would do it only once every Sunday. But now if you go to our calendar, every what day is it? Yeah, every 23rd we have a Let's Play vote, and that Let's Play vote is we'll restart it every 23rd, and then we're gonna vote on a game that we're gonna play for the month until ESO obviously comes out. So last month we voted on League of Legends. So now what we're doing, or what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to play as much League of Legends as I can until we vote for the next game. So even if you guys are playing other games, you don't have to be forced to play League of Legends. But if you can just get on every now and then, maybe just play a game, just because it was the game that we voted on as a community. Even if you didn't vote on it, it was the highest amount voted for. So you should, even if you hate the game with as much passion as you can hate it, you should still get on and play one game with a member just to build that relationship and maybe improve your skill. I know when I played my first game after like 3 months, I sucked. I did horrible, but now I'm doing ranked matches and I'm doing a little bit better. So I hope to see you guys in the game. And every 23rd, remember, we make a whole new vote for a game we play. So if you're not voting, then you have no opinion on what game we are playing. So we pretty much have a broad range of games that we always vote on, and I put up as many games as we talk about in the forums. So yeah, you'll just have to go to the calendar and check out the forums for that event. There's information on there's one thread for the vote itself, and then there's one thread where people pitch ideas for games to put into the poll. So yeah, any questions on that event? Yeah. Well, Davik was level 9.
Pretty awful.
And we were level 30, so he was playing with level 30, so it makes sense to make brand new characters.
Level 6.
Level 6, my bad. I have a really bad memory.
I was like level 18 when we were playing.
Yeah, so. Alright, my next point. Alright, this one's, this one's pretty serious now, so, my next point here is maturity in Skype, and maturity overall in a guild. So, I've mentioned plenty times that we're, starting to recruit more of just the 17 and older crowd. So, as much as I love having a mature group of players, one thing I'm starting to notice in the forums and in Skype and everywhere is a little bit of disrespect, and sometimes it might seem like it's funny or you're just kidding, but this kind of seems like it's branching off from just it seems like it's almost putting people down. So I don't want anything in the guild that's gonna make somebody feel like they're stupid for saying something or doing something. So I'm seeing a lot in Skype lately. So what I'm starting to do is in the forums, in Skype, and everywhere pretty much in the guild, I'm starting to delete things that are harassment to other players. So for one example, I'll have to point to Like a Ninja right now. He had in our shout box red drum. Like, what kind of name is that? I think that's straight up harassment, and I mean, he's a brand new player. We should be welcoming him, and we shouldn't be like bashing on him. What, if anything, I think it's perfectly okay if like a ninja is bashing on like Davik, or because they've probably known each other for longer. I mean, me and Insulin are always screwing around with each other. But if you're bashing on people who you don't even know, and this isn't just like, I see it a lot from other players like Callum and Sorcerer and Jake and a lot of people. They're just, we need to be a lot more mature in Skype and in the forums. And that just means if you are not like super close to a friendship with that person, you should be really careful with what you're saying. Especially if I'm watching Skype and I'm just watching a person get made fun of or get like almost mad because this person is arguing with them about a topic that doesn't even really matter. So let's just calm down the harassment and be a little more nicer. I mean, this is a mature guild. I always like messing around with people, and I always like having fun. But yeah, let's just. I do have a guilty conscience of doing the same thing. But let's just try and remember who we're talking to. I want to build friendships before we start bashing on people, because I know I do the same thing with my friends in real life. I mean, I can't be serious with my friends in real life. It's just weird. But like people that I just meet, like if I have to meet a brand new person that's the exact same age as me, I'm not going to treat them like somebody I know for about 10 years, you know. So it's a difference. It's just how you just got to judge on what you're about to say. So that's all I ask is just watch what you're saying. And people who are watching this in the podcast, this goes straight to some of you guys too. Make sure you need to watch what you're saying, because I am almost getting mad that some people are shying away from the guild because of rude, blunt, like I said just there, rude, blunt harassment. So yeah, so let's just calm it down a little bit. Alright, so now that seriousness is a little out of the way, I will be issuing warnings to people, and I haven't created the warning system yet. I don't want to create the warning system, honestly. I mean, I should be able to just tell you to knock it off. But if it gets to a point where I have to like almost suspend your like talking in the forums and in the Skype and just pretty much silent you, that would be really rude of me to have to do. I would almost see that member leaving the guild if I had to silent them. So let's just keep it mature where I just have to say, hey, maybe we should not be doing that, not be telling somebody how they don't know what they're doing, or I don't know. Yeah, so let's just keep it mature, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to my next point.
Well, I just want to say, Medwin and I, we always make fun of each other, and I don't want anyone to hear that, to think that we're actually poking at each other or something. But usually I make fun of someone whenever I accept them, so if I make fun of you and you get hurt, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. And I don't think a lot of us do.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we need. I mean, I don't see anybody honestly getting butthurt about it, but sometimes I just read it, and I really care about my guild members, and if I see somebody getting harassed, I just almost want to stand up for them. But yeah, like I said, we're just messing around. We're supposed to be a fun, mature guild. But yeah, if you do feel harassed, feel free to go ahead and send me a message and tell me why you're being harassed and by who. And I know it sounds probably childish, but I'll probably handle it too. But yeah, thanks for that, Leica. And and I apologize to anybody that I might have harassed. I mean, I'm the guild leader, so if I've harassed you, you're probably not even listening to this. But most of you guys are in here, so that's good to know that you guys have stayed and you guys enjoy our comedy and Skype, hopefully.
User disconnected from your channel.
And it looks like DeLorean was just about tired of it, so he just just kidding. I think he keeps getting disconnected. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to my next point. All right, guys. Now we're gonna.
You must have gotten butthurt.
Now we're gonna start getting
User joined your channel.
into the juicy stuff. All right, so this is a little quick point. Number 6, get in your letters to the council. You guys deserve promotions, but I don't want to give them to you if you don't want to try and get them yourself. So send in those letters. Try your best. And I might deny you once or twice because we got a long time to wait, but I promise you, just keep on trying to turn in those promotions. And I would really love to have a few nights before the game actually starts. That would do me a lot of good. So yeah, turn in your letter to the councils. No questions for that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Number 7. Projects are on the horizon. Okay, guys, I'm going to start sending out messages to your special rank. Okay, so these messages are gonna help out the guild, and I try to do my best to do everything, but I'm just an animator because that's what I'm best at. I can't draw. I can't do anything with art. I can't do the artist skill because I'm not an artist. I can't do the lore keeper skill because, you know what, I'm going to end up ruining your story. I have these special ranks to help me out and to help the guild out to become better. Obviously the advertisers, I try my best to do that, but it's also really helpful if my advertisers would actually come online and help me do the things they do. Alright, so I'm going to be sending out projects this week and through just the special ranks to your specific special rank, and it'll come in your mail. An example of what I'm going to be doing is the artists, they're going to do a project where they make a new picture for our ranking system, where it's just like it's a tree where at the top it shows the GM, and then it'll show the knights, and then it'll like branch down, and it'll show like how we're going to put people in hardcore groups and where we're going to put people in casual groups. It'll have on there the special ranks, and it's going to look pretty nifty. I don't have the full plan laid out yet, but I will for the advertisers this coming week. Yeah, we will be getting a new one. So that's just one project on the horizon. I'm going to be mentioning another project here soon. It's actually my next point, and it's going to include the whole guild. And then a lot more projects for the lore keepers, a lot more projects for the advertisers for sure. So get ready for those. Everybody get ready for some projects. And if you're willing to help in the guild, that's going to help me and help the guild out more than you think. So we're just trying to get the guild ready for when the game actually releases. So the more members that help, the better the guild's going to be. Yeah, exactly what like I said down there. Alright guys, any questions on projects on the horizon? It's pretty straightforward. Get ready for them. My next point is going to be a pretty big project. Somebody have something to say? Nope. Going once, going twice. Forever hold the peace. Okay. Alright guys. Now, Leica kind of mentioned this in the beginning. He kind of told some people. I mean, it's been around the forums for a while, but I kept it almost secret. Well, I'm sure everybody knows about it by now, but we're just going to go ahead and announce it. My 8th point here is the Lore Day. It's going to be a huge event that we're going to schedule later in the month, this month of June, and it's going to be every month. So we're going to do it. It's going to be a monthly video. And this is what the Lore Day is going to be, okay? So once every month, I'm going to find the best time where as many members can get online. And this is what we're going to do, okay, guys? We are going to create a video just like the Shoddy Cast. They do their bi-weekly lore videos. Well, we're going to do a Lore Day video, and it's going to be once a month. And in that video, we're going to tell a story, and I am still trying to decide with my lore keepers if we're going to tell a story about a story that's been created, like the Deserter, or we might tell a story about one specific character in the Elder Scrolls series, such as Tiber Septim. Maybe we might tell a story just about his life. We might tell a story about somebody's character sheet. Alright? Now the reason I say this is going to involve everybody is this is what's going to happen, okay? First off, the advertisers, they're going to advertise about our Lore Day before and after, so we have a bunch of people and subscribers to our lore videos. Second, the artists, they are going to enhance pictures and find perfect pictures for the script that the lore keepers are going to make. So the advertisers are going to find pictures and enhance them so we can put inside the video. The animator is obviously, if there's going to be any voice acting, there's going to be, the animators are going to voice act. Unless we need more than one voice actor, then we're going to have multiple members of the guild just voice act for us. So yeah, we're going to voice act for the animators. And then the lore keepers, they're going to be writing the script of what's going to be voice acted or what's going to be talked about. And then, yeah, so that it's going to be a big guild project. So on one day, everybody's going to get on and we're going to complete this lore project in maybe 1 or 2 days. It might be a 2-day task. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to make a little playthrough, okay? So the advertiser, go ahead and start advertising that the Emeric Covenant is going to be making a video about Tiber Septim's life. So the lore keepers are going to go out and they're going to find as much information about Tiber Septim as they can, and they're going to narrow all that information down into one script that will take about 5 minutes, okay? So in 5 minutes, the artists are going to find images and enhance those images that relate to the script that the lore keepers just made. So if I start talking about Tiber Septim is going to pop up. If I start talking about the Amulet of the Kings is going to pop up. So the artists are going to enhance those pictures, and then we're going to put them in the video, or at least the animators are going to put them in a video, and then we're going to, at the very end, we'll voice act. If we need a bunch of voice actors, because we're telling a story such as The Deserter, maybe we'll need like a girl like Medwin, or yeah, we'll need a girl to do, I just noticed, Sarah left, that's sad, but, yeah, we'll have, for The Deserter, for example, we have,
User was moved to your channel.
gosh dang it, Davik, I just read this yesterday, what's her name? Nazra. So Nazra would be voice acted by maybe Medwin, and then obviously Dazog would probably be voice acted by
Dazog.
Dazog. Yeah, so Dazog would be voice acted by Davik, or anybody who thinks they do a better Dazog voice than Davik. And then we would use those two characters talking back and forth, you know, because that's what some of the Deserter 3 is. And then we would have other people, like the bartender, we would have another girl doing the voice acting for her. And then after all of the voice acting is done, we put the voice acting into the video, we put the artist pictures into the video, and then we publish it on YouTube and hope for the best. And then the advertisers, they go and do even more advertising. So yeah. It's going to be a big guild project, and I would love to see as many members online working on that project together. And just like you can listen to Josh, Kyle. If you go listen to Kyle, he will tell you that he started Shoddycast just thinking that nobody was going to watch. He got like 1,000 views one day, and then the next day he had like 20,000 views. So, yeah, that's just what we're hoping for. We're going to go out there and advertise, and we're going to see what we can do with this new series. So yeah, we'll do that. We haven't decided on a date, but I will post all the information this week, okay? And the Lore Hey event is coming, so be ready for it. There'll be a big thread in the announcements, and we'll have a posted date on the calendar, so get ready for that. Any questions on the Lore Day?
Yeah, are we planning on doing the whole video project thing as the lore thing, or are we also having a separate, like, story time within the guild?
We're not having a story time. We're having one big lore day, so yeah.
Per month.
I think story time would just be almost the same thing as just posting a story. I think lore time would be people should just be reading the story, and we shouldn't have to have people come into TeamSpeak just to read it to them. That seems kind of lazy, I think, so off with that idea.
Right, well, I just wanted to make sure there was a difference, because there's official Elder Scrolls lore, and then there's this fiction that we come up with.
Yeah, I understand. Alright, so any other questions on Lore Day? Yeah, Shoddycast does a lot of their lore series. They do it on like broader topics. We're gonna do it on specific people, or we're gonna do it on our own made-up fiction. So
Yeah, I get the idea. Should we make a Google Drive thing for the lore keeper so we can
Actually,
put scripts in there?
We used to work on a lot. We used to work on a SkyDrive. I actually have one that I can set up. We already have a Google account, so I can post that if we need one.
Alright.
If we need one. But yeah, we're talking about Lore Day, Dr. Limited. You'll have to watch the podcast that I will post later. Alright guys, so that's the first big point. My next big point here is the new special rank, the Theorycrafter, or until I get a better name. Haha. Yes, I will have a new special rank posted this week called the Theorycrafter. And I haven't made up a better name, so if anybody wants to pitch me some ideas right now, go ahead and tell me. The Theorycrafter before you pitch me some ideas. The Theorycrafter is going to use the BetaCake threads that Davik has posted. And we're going to use the armor skills. You're going to use all those skills that BetaCake has given us, and we're going to pretty much make a pre-made build that people can use in these. So now the difference between the Theorycrafter and members of the guild, anybody in the guild can Theorycraft. And hold on, I need to mute Dr. Limited because his mic is going on. Alright, there we go. Alright. So, anybody in the guild can Theorycraft, alright? But the Theorycrafter himself is going to be a lot more detailed. The Theorycrafter is going to make builds that has to be completely almost like a lot more detailed than just a member would do. A member can post a build that just has like skills and stuff like that. But the Theorycrafter is going to be responsible for finding images for the build. They're going to be responsible for making the build look organized. They're going to be responsible for making it look pretty. They're going to be responsible for bringing in people to look at their own build. So the Theorycrafter is going to have a big load on their shoulders. It's not just going to be like, hey, use this skill, and that's your build. No, it's going to have everything. It's going to have a title. It's going to have a picture. It's going to have everything pretty much. It can have its own YouTube video if it needs to be. But the Theorycrafter, they're going to make builds that are a lot more detailed than just a member-made Theorycraft. So we are going to have a forums for Theorycrafting. That forum will come once I post the special rank. And then after it's posted, anybody is free to Theorycraft with the skills we have so far. So obviously we don't have all the skills, so we can't Theorycraft everything. But we can Theorycraft pretty much a little bit. Any questions so far? Any questions? Going once. Any pitches of the new name for the Theorycrafter? Going twice. Sold. Okay, and if you have any opinions on that Theorycrafter special rank, go ahead and tell me later.
Yeah, I already posted a comment about it, the strategist and the tactician.
There you go, that's a good idea. We might have to rethink those names too. I mean, one of them, we will have a special rank that has to do with war strategies for Cyrodiil when the time comes. So.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for that.
So the Theorycrafter announced. Ta-da! Big sparkles are in the air. Congratulations! Yeah. So
or maybe Quartermaster.
And if you're in one. If you're in a special rank, you will have to appeal the change to the Theorycrafter if you want to be a Theorycrafter. So, yeah. Alright, number 10. I have been busy. I have been super busy. I am sure you have been too. What does that mean? That means summer has started over here, and that means my summer job is started. I am a manager at a pool, so I work about 50 hours a week, and I can barely get on and play League of Legends when I want. And I can barely get on and Skype chat with you guys all day. So I barely have time to do this right now, actually. But I made time to come in and do my member meeting. So this summer, I don't want you guys to be irritated, but I will be having some of my council members do some of the meetings, because sometimes I am just too busy to do those member meetings. I request all my Sundays off, but sometimes they make me work them anyways. So, yeah, if you guys are busy, then I completely understand if you can't make some things, but I'm busy as well, so if I can't make something, don't get mad at me, because I'm just as much as you guys get busy, I am probably just as busy as you are, or maybe even more, so. But yeah. if you guys are busy, just pitch me a message. I usually announce something like Lore Day. I'll probably be announcing that. And then you guys can just tell me, hey, I won't be able to make Lore Day for this reason, or I won't be able to make the member meeting for this reason. So yeah. Any questions on that? It's pretty straightforward. I'm busy. You might be busy too. Going once, going twice. Pretty straightforward. All right, good. All right, we're almost at 45 minutes. My last point here is, does anybody have any comments, suggestions, or just something they want to talk about or announce before I end the meeting for today? You are free to talk. Anybody who wants to say something, go ahead.
Did you see the suggestion about just making, like, in the other games in the TeamSpeak, just put other 1, other 2, stuff like that, so if any of us in, like, Skype plan to play something like Payday, we could just join other 1 and talk in there.
Yeah, I can do that for you guys. Just other game 1.
Yeah, like other game 1, other game 2.
Any other suggestions? Anybody want to say something?
If anyone wants help making a roleplay character, I'm always available. Just shoot me a PM.
Perfect.
Channel created.
Anything you got to say, Reese?
No.
Alright, cool. Anybody else? Stanson, you got anything to say, Nasindril? Am I pronouncing any of your guys' names wrong? Trumps, Stanson, Nasindril, Nerzuvin, Leica Ninja, Insulin, Dr. Limited, Davik, Valorian, Adaroth, Reese.
I kinda do.
Alright, what's up, Nasindril?
This is for the RPers in the guild. I was trying to find something in the forums that kind of give your basis or background of the guild. Like, is it a noble guild? Is it a pirate guild? I mean, kind of, I couldn't find anything anywhere.
Alright, so this is the question I had from the roleplay players that I was talking to while I was trying to recruit some new roleplay characters from the TSORP forums. Okay, so I want to tell you this, Syndrome. When we started this guild, we were not focused on RP, so about a month later we added on our RP forum and we began to be more of a casual guild in RP, but now we're more of a moderate guild, so let me just go ahead and explain myself here. Obviously you can find guilds that are completely centered around their roleplay, like House Narelle or Serpent Tea House. House Narelle is a house, or Serpent's Tea House is a place where people meet up. In our guild, we don't have our name specifically centered around a roleplay name, so we are not a centered around roleplay guild. On the same note, we are a lot more, I want to call myself a moderate roleplay guild, because we still entertain character sheets and journals in Centarius's Desert Spectre's hideout as an adventure in tavern, whereas somebody like the Serpent's Tea House, they don't have the adventures in taverns because they just have the Serpent's Tea House. And then the Serpent's Tea House has a bunch of different places if you've checked them out ever. So what I want to tell you to answer your question finally is our guild is completely based off of my character sheet. And I'll just give you a quick little read through. Have you read my character sheet, Syndrome, as Ace? Have you read his story yet? If you haven't, I'll give you a quick run through.
Briefly.
All right. So
I have read all of it, thank you.
Alright, so this is Nathan. When Nathan's father was head of Emeric's army, and then after a while he retired with a bunch of riches, and so his family lived in the upper class with the so he was very wealthy, and Emeric also gave him a small little portion of an army. Well, after a while, Nathan rose in the ranks of Emeric's army, to the point where he no longer wanted to serve his army, where he branched off and made his own army. And Emeric decided that he would pay Nathan's guild Nathan's guild with money and benefits, and also he provided Nathan with an army of his own to actually start his own guild. So what our guild is if you actually read my whole story, it's a lot more in detail. But Nathan rises in favor of the Emeric Covenant, and then he branches off to make his own guild. And then the Emeric Covenant kind of gives him his own little blessing to the guild. So that's kind of why we're called the Emeric Covenant. I mean, I had to base my background on kind of around the name, because the name was made up before I made my character, so it was really hard of me to do. But so we're a noble guild, but we don't force members of our guild to do roleplay, and we don't force members of our guild to be in the noble. We don't force members of the guild to say they are a noble character. They've just joined. Some members of the guild are trying to include in their story why they've joined this noble guild that Nathan has created. But Nathan's guild is kind of a noble guild, but because it's blessed by the Emeric Covenant. But we're also more of an adventure guild as well. And I can't explain it as much as I'd like to, but if you go into my character sheet, you'll get a lot more information from it. And again, his name is just Nathan, and you'll understand a lot more of where our roleplay stands. We're not completely centered all the way around roleplay, because we are going to be more focused on like PvE and PvP, but roleplay has definitely been something to draw in the crowd, and it's definitely something that's going to be huge in the Elder Scrolls Online, so we couldn't ignore it, and now we're more of a moderate guild, whereas other guilds are just focused on PvP and PvE, and they have absolutely no roleplay at all. So I try my best to work on roleplay as much as possible and to get as much activity in our roleplay forums as we can. But I can't lie to people and say that we're a guild centered around roleplay, because it was never my intention when I first started the guild. And I actually told the new members that yesterday, that I was trying to recruit from the TSORP forums, and they said they're still interested, but they are also looking for a guild that is completely centered around roleplay for their guild, which I obviously couldn't lie to them and say we are, because we're not. So, did that answer your question, by the way? Sorry about that. I kind of like to ramble on about things.
No, that's fine. You did.
Alright. Any other questions, guys? Any suggestions? Any questions you guys have about anything? Yeah, exactly like a ramble. Alright,
We have the recruitment drive after this?
What was that, Davik? Oh,
Are we
yeah.
still doing like the recruitment
Yeah, we
thing
are.
after this?
I mean, we're going to have members going out and just advertising real quick, but I won't be able to make it. I gotta go. So, but I'll just send out a little thing. It's actually my last point here. So, all right, guys. Before I close, I would like to ask everybody to do a favor, and that's just simply try and recruit a friend. Go out and try and find a new member, recruit them to the guild, and try and get them interested if you want, and that would help us a lot. Recruitment's actually kind of slowed lately, and I'm fine with that. I mean, we have plenty of active members, and I actually like these numbers. But like I said plenty of times, when the game actually releases, we probably want to have a little more members. We want to have a little more members for when the game launches, because then we can actually get leveled up as quickly as possible, or not quickly as possible, just playing the game through, and then we can get our groups together with people who are like-minded and want to play together as role players, or who want to play together as PvPs, or who want to play together as PvEs. So yeah, we're just trying to get as many members in as we can, but obviously we don't want members who are unmature. We do decline some members that don't make the cut because they're not either 18 or they can't put in a decent effort in their application. So we do decline members every now and then. So just go out and try and find a decent person to join our guild if you can for us today. I'm always advertising, so yeah. yeah, we have some younger kids just because we were recruiting everybody when we first started, but now we're not gonna kick them out of the guild, but we recruited only 17 and older now. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm just saying like, well, like younger than 17, Callum. But yeah. All right, let's hear Leica.
The artist can make a graphic of the Emeric Covenant for the advertisers and put in the slogan that the Shoddycast gave us, which is we dabble twice. We dabble.
Oh yeah,
We
they
dabble.
were really funny
I
about
should
that
put
one.
that in there, and advertisers can use that.
We dabble.
That should be our slogan for the guild. Is we dabble, we dabble.
I remember watching that video. I just laughed my butt off. Alright, anybody else? Going once. Going twice. And we are done. Alright guys, be on the lookout for our lore series, which we will announce. Also members, be ready to help out even more with several different things that we have mentioned today. Alright guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next member meeting. Hopefully we get some more beta invites. I heard they're supposed to go out this month, so look forward to checking your email each day or check their Facebook. And I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. Hasta la vista. Bye bye.
Google.